And by process, I mean literally take time to sit with yourself and think those thoughts and feel those feelings and express those stories. My name is Michelle Tobin, and I'm a mental health counselor in Washington State. I'm the owner of Sublime Online, a counseling and therapy service I founded in 2021. I always tell people that I've lived many lives. I started my career as an artist during the time of the recession. I was living in Seattle at the time and trying to find meaning and purpose in what I felt was a bleak world. I wanted to create a space for self-expression and support that I felt was lacking in the world. So I started volunteering at my local crisis line, answering phone calls. I was also a founding crisis counselor on the crisis text line in 2013. And in 2017, I graduated with my master's in mental health counseling and art therapy. I interned for a year in community mental health, mostly serving Medicare and Medicaid clients. After that, I worked for 4.5 years as a project manager and program manager in marketing, design, and tech. I'm also a certified project management professional. After noticing the huge need for online mental health services in 2021, I founded a private practice here in Vancouver, Washington, where I'm currently at. And I prioritized online care so I could help those in underserved areas, but I also see clients locally as well. My areas of focus are anxiety and depression, work stress and career goals, identity or relationship issues, life changes, or traumatic events. Self-healing is an ongoing practice of self-reflection, self-expression, and intentional action. Self-healing is giving attention to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and also the narratives that you're telling about yourself. Memories of the past that haunt you, that you shove down. Worries about the future that are overwhelming you day to day. Noticing those aspects of your life and giving time to process them. And by process, I mean literally take time to sit with yourself and think those thoughts and feel those feelings and express those stories. It can be alone, like with a journal, or it can be with a trusted confidant, like a therapist, plotting it all out so you can look at it, not hide from it. Self-healing is also trying to get better. I'm not saying always actually get better, but trying to get better. You have to opt in to a certain degree. You have to decide to take responsibility for your life, despite the hardships, despite the inequality, despite the trauma, the anxiety, the depression, the obsessions. Having compassion and empathy for those hardships, but also being up for the challenge to open up about the past so you can release yourself from it and maybe change your future. Increasing your skills, developing hobbies and interests, your career, your community, your relationships, your relationship with yourself. Carving out a new path forward based on the positive aspects of your life, taking strength with you and leaving behind what is no longer serving you. What works for me are creative practices like art or writing or role-playing games. Those are ways that I can express myself individually on my own, in my own time. I make time for relaxation, for having fun, for enjoying sensory experiences. I also lean on my relationships and social community. I'm a relational therapist in that I value relationships as a way to bring meaning to life. And That can be family and friends, but can also be partners, mentors, teachers, therapists, pets. My community is what holds me together. So I know that I'm not alone, even though I may choose to be alone at times. Finally, being mindful of my physical health and how that impacts my mental health. Whether it's diet or exercise or medications, knowing what's going on in my body and taking care of my body because it impacts my mind. So those 4 pillars: creativity, mindfulness, relationships, and physical health. That is my approach for my own self-healing. I start by guiding my clients through an interview process to help them open up about their experiences. First and foremost, I have to establish trust and safety so they know that they can speak and act freely without judgment. And this can take time because it might be very new to some people, especially people who've had negative experiences opening up in the past. We're used to being judged, but freedom of expression is my ultimate goal. I have to prove that this relationship is different. This time is different. Therapy isn't where you talk about what you talk about with your friends. It's where you talk about the stuff that you don't tell your friends or your family or your partner or even yourself, maybe. Often I find that clients come to therapy wanting to explore a certain issue, but they're scared to reveal the darker sides of themselves. Instead, they show me their tried and true defenses that protect them from vulnerability. I have to show them that I can accept the darker parts of themselves as well. I do this by maintaining a stance of non-judgment and unconditional acceptance using a person-centered approach. I believe that is fundamental in supporting others in expressing their whole selves. I also try to model authentic expression by being myself in session, as a fellow person alongside you, as a partner. Once we've established that we can be real and have real, honest conversations, that is when I let my clients take the lead and show me what hurts the most. If they're lost, I offer suggestions or structured prompts, and I'll start to challenge them a bit more. I'll start to point out patterns or observations that may be difficult for them to see. I might draw attention to topics we're avoiding or exceptions to problems that we're overlooking. I'll draw out strengths and understanding and awareness. I'll brainstorm strategies to develop a path forward based on your defined values and goals. And other times I will just listen and reflect to support my clients in just venting about what they're going through, rather than trying to always fix and problem solve like so many others have done before. Find your sublime. It might sound corny, but this is my vision statement for my practice. It's my version of follow your bliss, and it comes from my art background. In aesthetics, the sublime is a quality of beauty and greatness that is beyond measure. A classic image of this is someone looking out into the vastness of nature and that sense of awe. That is my concept for self-healing. Find your sublime. And it's unique to every person. Every person has to find their own sublime, their own path towards beauty and greatness. If you want to learn more about what I do, then you can visit my website at sublime.online. All of my socials are Sublime Online. Thank you so much.